Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share messages I get from Spirit and from all of us who are on this journey to love. And so this is for those who are on this twin flame, soul to soul journey. And I'm going to share a channel letter that I did for somebody yesterday. And she asked me to share it on a video, so I will do. So, but just before I do that, I did a past life healing for somebody yesterday. And so it was where I saw them basically ploughing a field, but it was quite specific that it said it was a cornfield. And this morning when I woke up, I was just guided to go and check what the symbolic meaning of the cornfield is, because, you know, when things like that and details come through in the healing, then it's always, I always, check the symbology of it, because, there's bound to be a reason why it was specifically a cornfield. So I am going to just read what it says. It says the word corn is used for grains in general and is used symbolically to indicate spiritual goodness. With its many seeds, corn is also a symbol of fertility and rebirth. So what is lovely about that is because basically the corn, we are rebirthing this new world, right, this new planet into the love vibration. And of course also with the healing, we had to clear something from a past life. And so because the corn is indicative of spiritual goodness, it's just really lovely to say, yes, that's a little gift that worked, because now you have spiritual goodness because that has been healed. So it's just really lovely how it worked. And again, that's what I would, if something's coming into your awareness like that, I would always just go and Google it and check the symbology of it, because there will always be a reason why. If there's been a specific detail that's shown to you, there'll be a reason why. And that is so lovely that corn is a symbol of fertility and rebirth, because we are all birthing this new love onto the planet. So just gorgeous. So I'm going to read the letter. And it is this: stick with it, stick with me. I know it must be really hard on you. I know it must be really difficult to keep believing. Keep having faith. Keep trusting in what you can't see. And I know that I'm not giving you anything to go on, but it's what we agreed. It's how we planned it. It's how we planned to break through into our truth. The reason why we chose it this way is because the rewards will be off the scale. It will be the most euphoric and joyous experience of our lives. Our hearts will be celebrating for the rest of our earthly lives together, because we made it. We saw it through. We brought it in. We brought the new dawn of love onto the planet. We are the carriers of the light, the transformers of the dark into the light. So keep going. Well, just what I was saying with the corn symbology, we are rebirthing this new love onto the planet. Just like this letter says, we brought the new dawn of love onto the planet. We are the carriers of the light, the transformers of the dark into the light. So keep on going. Well, so I'll just read it once more, because again, crazy in sync. How everything pieces together is just like this wonderful little nature trail that we are left. So it is: stick with it, stick with me. I know it must be really hard on you. I know it must be really difficult to keep believing. Keep having faith. Keep trusting in what you can't see. And I know that I'm not giving you anything to go on, but it's what we agreed. It's how we planned it. It's how we plan to break through into our truth. The reason why we chose it this way is because the rewards will be off the scale. It will be the most euphoric and joyous experience of our lives. Our hearts will be celebrating for the rest of our earthly lives together, because we made it. We saw it through. We brought it in. We brought the new dawn of love onto the planet. We are the carriers of the light, the transformers of the dark into the light. So keep going. So just going back to the cornfield again, the tree that I go to meditate against is by a cornfield. And there are always corn bits left all around the tree, and I've always thought that it's always drawn my attention. I've always thought that's so funny. Why are these corn kernels everywhere? Because also when I was a kid, and still do, I love corn on the cob. It's like my favourite thing. I think it's a treat, like I just love it. And so now I can understand why, because it's indicative of spiritual goodness and rebirthing a new love onto the planet. So amazing. So thank you to the lady who came to me for that healing, because something new I learned today. We are just always learning, always growing, always evolving. So today's energy is strength. Oh my God. Yeah, well, we definitely need some of this. Sometimes you just need to know that there is strength to keep on going, right, on this journey. And sometimes it can just be super hard and you just want to throw in the towel and just go, okay, I'm just going to go back to my normal kind of non-life. But sadly, it's very difficult. Once you're on the ladder, you can't jump off. So the strength card is, I face my fears with the strength of love and patience. While this card symbolises strength, its nature is very different and in great contrast to the masculine counterpart of strength, which is the Chariot. Sheer determination and will are not wielded. Instead, the lions that symbolise our innate power and instincts, the frenzy and passion of our emotions, are tamed by the calm, loving and sure touch of the feminine and purity of heart. The lions have deferred to her inner strength and self-mastery and know that they will not be harmed. The feminine speaks the language of the heart and is fearless in its truth. The mandalas alive in the background behind her are generated from the patterns of particle collisions. Particle accelerators allow physicists to study subatomic particles by speeding them in powerful magnetic fields. They then trace the interactions that result from collision, enabling them to delve into the mysteries of the universe, the nature of dark matter, and the deep structure of space and time. These particle mandalas represent the phenomenal power and energy that is embedded in nature. Like a mirror, they reflect the powerhouse of humanity waiting to be released. Power is total and complete in itself, making no demands. It instead gives energy, supplies, supports and sustains. Its inferior cousin force takes it away, incomplete, and always needs to be fed energy from the outside. Power being whole needs nothing. The feminine archetype, supremely courageous and heartfelt in the face of daunting odds, knows how to embrace and accept that which otherwise could be lethal and dangerous. She understands the power of acceptance, trusts it wholeheartedly. From experience, she knows that when we face our fears, when we face and bring light to our shadows, they disappear. That's not to say that she doesn't feel fear, merely that she feels it and acts anyway. Here is the courage, for instance, to face another day when the life of a beloved child has been tragically snapped away. The courage to be in the chaos and meaningless of it all, to be in the abyss of life where nothing makes sense. This is the inner strength required when war and natural disasters bring chaos to family and communities, when war crimes seemingly destroy all sense of respect and hope. The strength to carry on with power and integrity, however dreadful the circumstances, love yoked with the power of passion. Strength, therefore, suggests that you have the capacity to endure and overcome the obstacles which are presenting themselves to you right now. By calming the negative voices with the breath, witnessing the self talk as a stream of consciousness, rather than the truth, you give yourself space to breathe new love. It speaks of being aware and acknowledging the instinctual energies that want to lash out and rage at the injustices of life, and tempering them from the inner well of love. Compassion and kindness. It asks you to relinquish your doubts, realign with your principles and courage, and thus reveal your true inner strength. And so the strength card is saying, trust yourself. Let your inner endurance shine. Use your power to embrace the amazing person within. You have everything within you to succeed. Well, there you go. You have everything within you to succeed, and you have the power within to create abundance, magic, the life of your dreams. But it may not be easy bringing all of that in and bringing all of that together. In fact, it won't be, because it will push you to keep dreaming big, to dream bigger, dream bigger, dream bigger. And I'm just reminded by the story of the lady that is in book 2 of these books, who contacted me when she was homeless. And she had, I think it was 5 children and living in the woods. And she now has a job, is living with her twin. And basically only saw him in spirit, but then subsequently afterwards met him. And now she has a job, has a home, living with her twin. And so those sorts of things are where you can see out of the worst situations, right? When it really seems like you've hit rock bottom, there's no way out. That's when miracles really happen, because it always gets really tough before it gets better. And that's why, because the strength is there to know that, just like this card said, it's the instinct of the feminine to go deep within her heart. And that's where the truth is. That's where the power of manifestation is. It's to really, really connect with your inner strength. And so that is the message for today, because I know that lots of people are going through really, really challenging times. And it's to push you. It is to push you to go more and more within, to really trust in the connection that you have, and also in the connection with your heart, right? And the other thing is, it is to push you to a bigger future, right? Because when you get to rock bottom, you have no choice but to completely surrender and go, okay, I don't know how, but I know it's going to be okay. And when you do that, there's something really magical, because you're no longer trying to work out things, because you just have surrendered it over to the universe. And then you let the universe manage it for you and bring people towards you, and let, the natural flow of what will happen. You will start to hear your guidance, and then you will start to intuitively, rather than panicking and, kind of like going around like a headless chicken, you will be, working with your guidance, because you've released it over to the universe. And so whatever it will be for you, like I say, go hug a tree, go light a candle and sit with it, and like feel that connection to the fire of your soul, basically. And the fire of your soul is the ultimate creator, right? And so once you feel that, and you take that time to quieten your mind, go into your heart, that's where miracles can happen. So the strength is saying, you've got what you need. You've got the strength to see this through. So keep on going. Keep trusting in your heart, and trust that you are on the right path. All right. And to all of those who are having a really challenging time, it will get better. Believe me, I have totally been through it. I still go through it we're all just like breaking through those boundaries, going up another level, going through the boundary, going up another level. But before you do that, it's super tough. So trust that actually, when you look at it as a different way, it's a gift, because what's it teaching you? Which I know is really hard to do at the time, but then afterwards you can be like, oh right, yeah, I totally get that. That's why that had to happen. I mean, it was a bit brutal, but yeah, I get it, right? So good luck. And if you want to have a channeled letter, if you want to have a healing or reading, please do. Only $20 at the moment. But remember, the corn is a symbol of spiritual goodness. It is a symbol of fertility and rebirth. And just like this letter says, we brought the new dawn of love onto the planet. We are the carriers of the light, the transformers of the dark into the light. So keep going. You have the strength, what it takes to get you through. All right, hope that helps. Take care.